The drone and missile attacks on a U.S. destroyer and several commercial vessels this past Sunday by an Iranian proxy military force graphically exposes the deadly bankruptcy of the U.S.'s Middle East policy. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. On Sunday, Iranian proxy military forces, in this case the Yemen-based Houthis, launched drones and missiles against commercial ships and an American warship in the Red Sea, escalating weeks-long military assaults on shipping in those waters. Iran's goal is clear: gin up pressure on the U.S. and other countries to pressure Israel to abandon its goal of wiping out Hamas. But there is a more malignant story here. The mullahs are well aware of the perverted thinking of the Biden security team. It goes back to Barack Obama's presidency. Obama and certain other foreign policy officials decided it would be in America's interest to have Iran dominate the region, enabling a drastically reduced American presence. They figured Iran would keep squabbling Arabs at bay and weaken Israel so that Jerusalem would cave into demands to the creation of a pro-Palestinian state. The mullahs would eventually get the bomb, but in Obama's mind, that would be no big deal, as they would never use nuclear weapons. Rather, they'd be an insurance policy for the regime's survival. Anyway, in Obama's mind, that would only be fair, since Israel secretly has its own nukes. So Obama cooked up a loophole-ridden deal with Tehran to curb its nuclear ambitions. It used that agreement as an excuse to lift sanctions and let Tehran get $100 billion in frozen assets, including secret deliveries of nearly $2 billion in actual cash and gold. Those funds enabled Iran to expand its terrorist activities. Obama's help Iran mentality is shared by President Biden. Former Obama officials dominate Biden's regime, including Secretary of State Blinken and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. No sooner did Biden take office than Trump-imposed sanctions were eased, not officially, but by refusing to enforce them, especially exporting oil to China and elsewhere. Iran has thereby collected over $50 billion to use for financing terror groups, including Hamas. The Trump administration had put Iran on the financial ropes. Biden has immensely strengthened Iran. That's how Hamas got the resources for that October 7th invasion. If Hamas is not eliminated and remains in control of parts of Gaza, Iran will have won a resounding victory in its goal of dominating this oil-rich region. We have the morally repulsive spectacle of Secretary Blinken lecturing the Israeli cabinet not to try to wipe out Hamas, or else needed deliveries of weapons to Israel would be cut off. The White House has set out conditions to Israel that'll make it impossible for Israeli forces to destroy Hamas. The Bidenites are saying to the Israelis, "You've hit Hamas hard enough, so back off." Biden, Blinken, and others of this dangerously deluded group are clueless as to how weak they're making the U.S. look and what the awful consequences will be. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.